Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I would like to talk on the 2019 novel coronavirus from Wuhan, China. So it's now an international issue that brings the people around the world's health at risk. So what can we do to prevent ourselves from getting infected from this 2019 novel coronavirus? One is for us to always disinfect our hand every time we touch things like escalator, the belt in the escalator. So most of us, when we travel, especially at the train station, we touch the belt at the escalator. So accordingly, that this virus can stick in different objects. So if the person who first used the escalator is having that virus and his knees and the touch on the escalator's belt, and then you also touch on the same um, object, there's a big possibility that you'll be contaminated with the virus, that killer virus. So these are the places that might have coronavirus in public places that you have to avoid touching. One is escalators. Next is elevator button. So when you are going to press, like you are going to the 10th floor and then you're going to press the button of the elevator, that is also not safe because we don't know that the first person who used the escalator or elevator has that virus. So refrain from touching um, that button. Also the money. Okay, money. If you count your money, for example, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't know that this money is being touched by many people, and we don't know that the money um, was owned by a person who has the virus. So after touching or counting the money, always have a disinfectant. This one, I bought this here in Japan. This is an anti-coronavirus alcohol. So it already ran out of stock, but I'm happy that I was able to buy one for me. And then when you travel, because according to the health experts that this coronavirus is already an airborne disease, so you can get contaminated by breathing the air. So you have to have surgical mask. If you don't have the N95, surgical mask is okay. But since this is not really that thick, you can put tissue, at least um, some tissue, maybe 2 sheets face tissue to thicken to thicken the surface of the mask. So cover it with tissue before using it, and making sure that there is no big space between your nose and the eyes, making sure that it will uh, cover the passage of the air. So having the tissue inside your surgery mask will protect you from getting the virus. But in my case, I use two surgical masks. So this will give you a very safe uh, travel, okay? Especially when you use public train stations, always have a surgical mask with a tissue in between, okay? Tissue paper is also very helpful in making your surgical mask more effective. So don't forget, always carry disinfectant, anti-coronavirus disinfectant, liquid alcohol. It's like a lotion. So I always use this every time I touch some things like open the door or use the public toilet. So if possible, if your apartment is close to the train station, better go home and use your own toilet to be safe rather than using a public toilet. It's not really safe nowadays using a public toilet because we don't know that the person who used that toilet, the same toilet bowl, and the virus was left in a toilet seat, and then you're going to sit there. There's a big possibility that you will be contaminated with that kind of virus. Okay. So once again, always bring with you a disinfectant alcohol, and then always your mask, and refrain from touching um, public places like table in restaurants. Make sure to spray, or if you have some wet tissue. In my case, I also bring wet tissue with me with alcohol. This is available here in Japan. Where is it now? So maybe it's on my other bag. It's here. If you're in Japan, or if you have some friends in Japan, you can ask them to buy this Gatsby alcohol tissue, wet tissue with alcohol. Okay, so you can use this in wiping the table. If you go to the restaurant or in a public places, before touching the table, you can use this. But this is also very effective in wiping your face, wiping your hand, because it contains alcohol, disinfectant alcohol. So we have the wet tissue alcohol base available here in Japan. So I use it first in my hand, and then I can use the same wet tissue in wiping the table, making sure that the bacteria will be killed. Okay, so once again, please do take care. Let's fight this virus together. Okay, keep yourself healthy, eat the right food, get enough sleep, and have a strong immune system so that your body can resist this virus. All right, so let's pray for all the people around the world, for us to be safe and be able to stop the spread of this 2019 novel coronavirus. Okay, God bless us all.